Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another weather update from the Hurricane Watch team. We have multiple areas of concern that we really need to talk about. So first, I want to talk about the Gulf of Mexico. As you can see, we do have this disturbance here. It's currently a surface trough of low pressure is expected to develop in the northern Gulf of Mexico from a decaying frontal boundary. Currently located over the southeastern United States, any development of this system is expected to be slow to occur while it drifts just offshore of the northern Gulf of Mexico coastline through the middle to later part of this week. Now, regardless of really any kind of development, heavy rains will be possible along portions of the northern Gulf coastline from Louisiana to Florida Panhandle over the next several days. So, as you can see, here's the system. It's expected to move in this general area and then go here and develop somewhere in this general vicinity right through here. If that does happen, there could be regardless, there's going to be very heavy rains across really this entire portion of the northern Gulf coastline. There could be very heavy rain at times. There could be flooding. That's also a possibility. And the possibility of this turning into a tropical system is possible, as I'm about to show you by the other forecast models, the GFS and the European model. So I do want to take a look at the GFS right quick and show you what the GFS is currently showing. They actually show nothing developing from this. In fact, they show something completely else developing, just randomly just popping out over the northern Gulf Coast and making landfall there in southeast Louisiana, developing and trying to redevelop, become a little bit stronger, and then makes landfall there in Mississippi, Alabama state line roughly, and bringing a lot of heavy rain and flooding and possibly 45 to 50 knot winds. That's 50 to 60 mile per hour winds. Now that's what the GFS is showing. I do want to quickly go over what the European model is showing, because they do show this system developing into something. As you can see, it does move right. Hold on. Oh, okay, there we go. It does move right over the Gulf of Mexico, and you can, in fact, see it was earlier showing a system developing. Now they're no longer showing that now. This is going to be a generally longer time from now. I do want to. That must have been the 000Z run from the GFS. There it is. As you can see, that's what the GFS or the European model was showing here earlier. So that there's really not a lot to talk about because the system really hasn't developed into anything. I do want to go over and talk about what we're seeing here in the Eastern Pacific. We now have Tropical Storm Darby. As y'all know, it did develop and is now developed into a tropical storm. An area low pressure that we've been monitoring well offshore the southwestern coast of Mexico has become much better organized, and conventional satellite imagery throughout the last 48 hours has been designated as Tropical Storm Darby here by the National Hurricane Center, as you can see right here. You just want to pull up the satellite. Microwave at 1:47 UTC revealed a small inner core with primary banding to the south of the center, and the storm continues to really generate a well-defined upper level outflow, which is just outflow at the upper levels of the atmosphere. And then we do have some burst convection at as cold as negative 80 degrees centigrade or colder. Cloud top temperatures near the center of the geostationary satellite images. Currently, it has maximum sustained wind of now 60 miles per hour, about 50 knots, and the air pressure is down to 1,002 millibars. The environmental conditions really are expected to be more conductive with strengthening over the next couple of days, and any model guidance indicates that Darby will intensify and possibly to a hurricane. The system is predicted to be over cooler water temperatures entering the environment in the next 3 days, which is around 72 hours, which should lead to weakening for the remainder of the forecast period. Currently, the tropical storm is moving westward at around 13 knots. It is being steered by a deep layer ridge to its north, high pressure. And this motion is really expected to continue at a slightly slower forward speed for the next couple of days and around the 3 to 4 day time period. Darby should reach a weakness in the ridge and turn west-northwestward to northwestward. So that's really what we got about this. It's no real impacts are going to be expected to Mexico, as this is going to continue to be moving away from the coast of Mexico. I do want to talk about Invest 90W. Let me just double check and see where this is at, so I have an idea of where the system is at, so I don't get this confused. Alright, right there. So here is Invest 90W, wherever the Philippines are at. So there it is. There is Invest 90W, as you can see. So currently here's Invest 90W. Just to the east of the Philippines, it is gradually organizing with deep convection blowing up. So you can clearly see the deep thunderstorm activity in this region right here. Very, very clear to see deep thunderstorm activity occurring right in that area. The future of the system is currently uncertain. Right now, the GFS guidance is quite in good agreement that the system will track towards the northwest over the next 2 to 3 days, 48 to 72 hours, maintaining intensity or slightly even intensifying. However, afterward, half of the guidance makes it shoot off towards the Mariana Islands, and the other half makes it generally towards the south of Taiwan and move towards Hainan. The ECMWF ensembles don't develop this system at all, while the GEPS ensembles move it towards the Marianas. However, no matter what happens, there will be rough seas, possibly very heavy rainfall, and rip currents are very likely portions in parts of the coastal Philippines and southern Taiwan over the next 2 to 3 days. I just want to right now talk a little bit about. I just want to say, hey, just letting you know if this video has been useful and you are enjoying this video so far, don't forget to like it, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. Again, thank you so much for the support. So that's what we have with this system. You can see deep thunderstorm activity. I do want to take a look at what the EC or the GEPS model is showing. So ensemble GEPS regions Western Pac. Trying to figure it out. There we go. So as you can see here, you can see that cluster of thunderstorms rotating right in this area. As you can see, it really doesn't get itself ever organized together. Most of the models just don't really show itself getting itself organized together. You can see a high, very strong ridge of high pressure here, which is really the main thing that's going to be pushing it off to the north and to the west. That's the main thing. But with what we have right now, deep thunderstorm activity, if we even take a look at the past 12 hours, you can really see how much the storm has really organized itself. And I do think, really regardless, it's really not going to matter if this storm develops, because it's really not expected to become anything really intense or really incredible or anything like that. If anything, it's supposed to just be a really big heavy rainmaker over portions of the Philippines and possibly over China and portions of Taiwan. So I want to talk a little bit about Invest 99W. So let's take a look and get an idea first. What in the world is Invest 99W? And then we will take it from there. Invest 99W is currently located off the coast of Vietnam, right in this area right here, as you can see. So we're currently located. It's currently just located to the south of the Hainan province and to the east of Vietnam. Most of the deep convection really currently has been sheared away to the west of where the official agencies are estimating the center to be. You can actually see west. If you zoom in here, you can actually see where the center is. If it's generally really broad, you can kind of see it right here. So there's shear moving off in this general direction, pushing all thunderstorm activity away from the center circulation. Earlier we were able to see some sort of low-level rotation, but at this time we can't really see anything like that. You see how this is moving this direction, you got this moving this direction, and then you have stuff moving this direction. If anything, it almost looks like a tropical wave moving like that. Here, let me just clear this, because you can kind of see the little swirl right here. You'll see what I mean. You see that little You get a little bit of swirl after starting to get starting to try a little bit of swirl, but it's not really anything super impressive. But let's keep on talking about what we have with this system. So, the future of the system honestly doesn't look good. Well, for the system, there's high confidence that the center will track towards the northwest, and the system will probably not be traceable in about 2 days. The main impacts will be rough waves, rough seas, rip currents for sure, extremely heavy rain, flooding, mudslides, landslides, and rip currents are definitely going to be also a big impact. Really, there's not a whole lot else to really talk about. Those are the main systems that we are definitely going to be that we have talked about, and those are the main systems to watch out for. Even this system isn't a big deal because you can see most of its deep thunderstorm activity looks to be already falling apart, as most of the deep thunderstorm activity is moving over this portion of Asia, Vietnam, Laos, Vietnam, in that area. So a lot of the deep thunderstorm activity does appear to be falling apart. Some of the other areas that we are watching, so we do have some stuff here in the East Pacific that I do want to pull up. If I go to the home site, there it is now at a 40% chance of development. In the East Pacific, the National Hurricane Center has marked another area of interest in Central America, as you can see just right off the coast of Central America right there. Interest in Mexico and Central America should watch this disturbance, and the Hurricane Watch team will keep you updated. Well, guys, really that's all the news that we have for right now. Don't forget that we have our own Discord server where you can chat with the team and the community. Link is going to be in the description of this video. We also now have a Patreon page too. Only for $1 a month, you can get exclusive benefits and keep the channel going. And if you don't want or you can't support us in that way, even as little as subscribing to our channel, liking our videos, sharing them, and commenting helps out a lot. Thank you for watching, and remember, we are the Hurricane Watch Team, your source for cyclone information. Peace out.